Today I'm going to make a video about cleaning up a keyboard and mice. Hopefully this will extend the life of some of your peripherals. This mouse here is kind of neglected. This keyboard here I cleaned up on this half. It's a little worn out, so you can see it's a little shiny here on the buttons. To do this, I used cleaning slime, some Isopropal Alcohol, some Windex, and our Microfiber Cloth. So the first thing we're going to try to do is spray a little Windex. You don't want to spray it right onto the device. It might, get into the electronics and screw it up. It's one key: unplug before you start doing it. Turn that on. Spray that into here. Why is it not spraying right now? Spray this directly onto here. Get a little bit wet. Move it around a little bit. Maybe get that a little bit more on there. Take this and give it a good rub down here. Trying to get rid of a bunch of the loose dirt. Your Cheetos, or all the food that people eat while they're sitting in their office. So try and get rid of all the crud that's on people's fingers, especially right around these little home key buttons. Always gets a lot of crud in there. This portion mostly takes care of your surface dirt and grime. Fun part is using cleaning slime, which is basically the same thing that your kids use. Take this out of here. You're gonna spread this around. Spread it out some. You're not gonna be able to get it across the whole keyboard normally. Just a little like this. You're gonna set it on there. We don't want this to sit here too long. It'll soak in between the keys. We don't want it to get stuck in there. Usually try like 45 seconds or so before you pull it on out. This is mostly to get the edges of the keys that using the microfiber doesn't get. I think probably could have gone a little bit longer on there. This keyboard is fairly clean of crud. Mouse is a little bit more dirty than this. Usually you've got to clean in like right on the crack here. There's always junk in there. This is a real cheap, crappy mouse, so there's not really much in terms of like screws down under here that you can easily take off. Some mice you can unscrew and take this apart, and then that you can get this edge here really nice. Take your slime off of this keyboard. If this was super extremely dirty, I'd probably use this because you can spray it right onto the keyboard. Just have to be careful it's not the 70%, because that won't evaporate very quickly, and there's a lot of water in that. Usually I don't use the slime for this. There's not really a good way to get it in there. You're going to take your cloth, give it a few sprays there. Try to wipe that crud off of there. go to town with this thing. You can push pretty hard on it. Try to get right on this wheel. A lot of the time you got to turn it a little bit. And just keep going at it. Whether you want to clean this, sometimes these scroll wheels just disintegrate and they're just not worth cleaning. Side here, you can take your fingernail and get it in there. Probably use a little really thin guitar pick or something if you got that. Sometimes the bottom will have crud on there. You just give it a quick wipe here. This one's pretty clean. Really just depends if somebody's using a crummy mouse pad that picks up all the crud on the feet. Now we've extended the life of this mouse and kept this e-waste out of the trash for a little bit longer at least. Got a few little mice here. Most of these were just junk from my office. As you can see, this is what I was talking about. It's kind of gooey looking. Sometimes you can clean that, sometimes it's just gone. When they're like this dirty, usually I'll use isopropyl and like spray right onto it. You'll see some tutorials online that they'll say to use magic eraser. I tried that on a few things and it's just way too easy to like rub it too hard and like scuff it up. This will take a little bit longer to clean off, but then you don't have to worry about scuffing the mouse. Side stuff here is slightly rubbery, so sometimes it's really hard to get that crud out of there. Now the other question is whether it's worth bothering to clean these off. This is definitely the grossest one that we're cleaning. I don't know what happened here. There's like food stuck onto finger grease or something. One thing you definitely don't want to use is paper towels because you get the little bits like everywhere. This one I may put some cleaning slime up on this wheel. It's just really gross. I don't want to do this too long. Sit here for a few seconds. Kind of massaging it on the wheel. Most of these battery slots do open, so you can, if there's crud on the edge here, you can get in there. Do not know if this one is savable or not. See this rubber stuff on the side, it gets all gross eventually. If you make sure you clean your mice like every month or so, and this stuff doesn't happen as quickly, of course it'll happen eventually because it'll just wear out, but keep decent care of them, they'll usually last twice as long easily. Using my finger here now, that might be bad, might be good, I don't know. I'm not sure if I do an eraser here if it'll work, like a normal pencil eraser. Of course, none of these mice are going to be used for any sort of retro computer purposes. So these usually are not going to be worth taking forever to clean. However, you know, if you're got some old computer that you want a certain kind of mouse, you might have to go and clean it. Yeah, most of these do have some sort of rubber shell here, but I think this one was used too long without cleaning. I think we did pretty good. These two look fine. This one looks fine. Unfortunately, this one was not savable. And here's our keyboard from earlier. It's nice and shiny and clean. I hope that you find this cleaning technique here useful. in extending the life of your mice and keyboards. If you try some of these techniques here and they work for you, just leave a comment down below, and I will see you next time.